Welcome and good morning. And welcome to this introduction to NOCA meeting. My name is Cecilia Silke Jacobsen, and I am the network administrator here at NOCA, which means that I'm in charge of membership services and onboarding. And that means that I am the lucky one in the NOCA team who gets to do these introduction meetings, which is a great pleasure. It's always these short meetings, 30 minutes tops, depending on how many questions you have. We'll just take it in the whichever makes sense for you. So if you want to stop me during my presentation to ask questions, please feel free to do so. You can unmute and just ask, or you can use the different options in the top of your team screen, raising a hand or whatever you would like to use, and I'll make sure to look for it. If you don't feel like wanting to unmute, you can also just write in the chat if you have any questions. I'll make sure to get those answered as well. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. Great to see you today. And this introduction meeting is really just, the purpose is for you to get to know NOCA, who we are, what we do, and how you can use us so that you can get the most of your NOCA membership. And let's just jump right into it. This is the NOCA team. Unfortunately, not quite updated because we've just added one more colleague, Katrine, who will be added to the slide very soon. But otherwise, these are my colleagues, the people who you are going to meet when you attend our events, either online or in person. And these are also the people who you can reach out to if you have any questions regarding NOCA or our events, or if you want to suggest some upcoming events. If you have any great ideas on something, please feel free to reach out. We also have our main email, which is just noca@noca.dk, where you're always welcome to reach out if you have anything, and I'll make sure it goes to the right person who knows exactly what we're talking about. So let's just jump right into it. So what is NOCA? We are an association of HR professionals and executives. We are apolitical and a non-for-profit association, which means we're owned and driven by our members, and everything we do is for our members. So the basic purpose of NOCA is to bridge the gap between research and practice and facilitate some really great knowledge sharing within the field of HR and people in organization. And so what we really try to do is to give some great inspiration for the topics that you find important and you find relevant in your organization right now. So thus we are a place for HR to figure out what's the latest research within the whole HR field, and what are the other people in different organizations in Denmark doing within the whole scope of HR and people in organization, and then sharing these experiences with each other. And we had this little short video made. It's only 2 minutes, but it explains NOCA and what we do really well. So I'm just going to let you watch it.
As HR professionals, our purpose is to ensure a competent and engaged workforce of managers and employees that can deliver on the organization's ambitions. Our purpose is clear, but is it a straightforward task? No, the HR field is filled with challenges and choices. How do we make the best decisions? How do we know what new competences to bring on board? In which extent we should automate? How should we be organized to align to business needs? And should we change the HR name to better demonstrate our purpose? We are not all the same, and our destination may be a moving target, but we need to make sure that we choose the right track. Where do you stop to reflect and gather information to make the best decisions in your organization? NOCA is a not-for-profit association. It's a non-biased place for curious and ambitious HR professionals to share thoughts, reflections, and knowledge. NOCA hosts several events each month, and thousands of HR professionals from the largest organizations attend to share their experiences, successes, challenges, and solutions. Besides connecting our members, NOCA has a specific focus on bringing forward newest research within the HR field from both universities and international speakers. We always strive for high quality and high relevance in all we do. A NOCA membership is not limited to one person in your organization. When becoming a NOCA member, everyone in your organization can join all NOCA's events. We are all looking for answers. The best solutions and ideas do not come from one person, one book, one seminar, or one organization. We find the best answers by expanding our horizon and realizing that developing HR is not about the destination. It is about the journey and the people you connect with. NOCA, moving HR forward together.
All right. I really like showing this movie, a little video at the introduction meeting. It's very informative, so I think it gets a lot across. And are there any questions so far? Nothing so far. Looks good. Okay, great. Please feel free to stop me along the way. But otherwise, I'll just move right along. So I had
Maybe just one
mentioned.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
When was NOCA established?
NOCA was established in 2002.
Okay.
So we had our 20-year anniversary a few years ago. But thank you. I was going to get to that in a second because it's actually quite a nice development we've had. But just to start off, these are our members. And when we started in 2002, we had 7 members, and now we have 95. So there's been a great development since 2002, and obviously, I'm really happy to see some new faces, almost faces, little round circles with some initials in it, but it all counts. I know we have some new NOCA members, and that's nice. But one thing is that as an organization, obviously, it's really nice to have a lot of members for an organization. But the thing is that it's also really great for our members, because the more members we have, the bigger the likelihood that you will find someone who you can view as peers. They may be a similar industry, they may be a similar size, they might work with some of the HR themes in a way that you're interested in. Some may work with graduate programs or onboarding or leadership, but whatever it may be, using some methods or in a new way that you aspire to look into or that you might be interested in. So it's just that this whole let's see, the whole slide of organizations is really just this huge pool of knowledge and potential knowledge sharing. So with all these members, which is great, obviously, for the association to have, but even better for, being an OCA member, you also have access to all of this great information and these great people in these other organizations who have a lot of knowledge to share. And so in NOCA in general, it's the members who really set the agenda for the activities that we do. So the topics that take up the majority of our events are based on what the needs are in the organizations right now. So what's relevant for the people working within people in organization within the major organizations in Denmark. So we look at what's important for you right now and what would be relevant for us to do events on right now. And one way we do it is to go directly to our members. Sometimes people actually write into our main email saying it could be great to have an event about this, or could we have a group about people who just love neurodiversity, which we actually had someone write in a few, I think about a month ago, and then actually we just held our first knowledge sharing neurodiversity event for people with this particular interest. So please always feel free to reach out, because we really do love to dive into what's important for you to look into. And one of the way we do it also is to go directly to our members is through our board. This is our board, all consisting of great NOCA members. And you may already know some of the people on the slide. If not, they're all great, talented people. And And what this means for NOCA is that these are our members who are helping us to really guide the agenda for what NOCA needs to be and what we need to focus on, because we have this direct line to our members helping us with what's important in the organizations right now. And what that means is that when we schedule and plan our events, we always do it depending on what's important for you. So what we do is at least 45 events each year. Historically, we've done between 45 and 50 events each year. And the majority of the events are online webinars. And the reason for this is that before COVID hit, we were almost 100% with physical attendance, physical meetings. Then COVID hit, we went completely online. And then when things started to get back to normal, we asked our members what they would actually prefer. And people really liked the online meetings and the chance to join webinars, because then you don't have to take out half a day because you need to get yourself to a physical event. It's also easier for our members who are not based in Denmark to be able to join. So we, of course, listen to our members, and so the majority of our events are online. Then we also have the physical events, which include 11 signature conferences each year. And you can see them I'm sorry if the writing is a little small, but you can see 11 conferences each year within the major themes of HR. So employee experience, DEIB, compensation and benefits, leadership development, talent management, and so on, which are once a year we have a big physical conference on this very topic. Then we also do what we call learning expeditions. Historically, we've gone to the Academy of Management conference in North America once every year. It's the largest management conference in the world. And we've taken a group between 30 and 50 HR professionals and executives with us to the US for this major conference. And in general, with the NOCA membership, it works in the way that when your organization is a member, all employees within the organization are free to join all of our events. There are no limits to how many you can sign up to, how much you want to use it. It's completely within your membership. It's really free for you to join however many you want. Very few things have a participation fee. That would be like a learning expedition to the US. If you would want to, go on a trip with us, there'd be a learning fee, but there is always a NOCA discount. So there's always that as well. And then we have our advisory boards. So our advisory boards are smaller networks for a head of function within a specific theme of HR. So, for instance, we have an advisory board called talent acquisition. So that will be the head of talent acquisition in an NOCA member organization that would get that spot. So we have different advisory boards, but if you or one of your colleagues feel that you might be head of function within an area of HR, and that might be interesting, feel free to send us an email, and we'll see if there's an open spot. There's one spot per organization per board. So the spot may be full, but it's always an option, and we have some turnover because we also want to rotate a little bit into people. So I think there's a limit on how many years people can sit on the spot. So if you have an interest in the advisory boards, please just feel free to write, and we'll definitely look into that for you. Any questions so far regarding the activities? Marina?
Actually, I have one. I don't know if you are gonna cover it afterwards, but what is the interactions that the companies can have with the universities in terms of researching?
Great question, because our part of our resident data is actually to bridge this gap between research and practice. So a lot of the events that we do we take, let's say it's graduate programs as a theme. We might find the company who's doing something new within graduate programs or has had a lot of success with a new program or maybe some issues with something so that they can share their knowledge. And then we might find a researcher from one of the universities who's done research within graduate programs and then combine it in an event so that we get both the researcher and the practitioner perspective. um, Obviously, I mean, it's if you have a specific interest in a theme that might not be in our pipeline right now, you can also write us because we know a lot of the researchers from the different universities. All the major universities in Denmark are NOCA members, so we actually have that connection as well. So if let's say it was graduate programs and you were interested in something like that, you're welcome to write us and we would reach out to one of the researchers or tell you we know that these are the researchers who are looking at these themes. And in general, the researchers are really happy to share their work, especially with practitioners, because it also gives them a great insight in how you might want to use it and utilize it. So that's a way to use the researchers in the network. Great.
Great, thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? Okay, great. I will just jump right into how to use NOCA, getting a great start. So three quick steps. One is to register for your first NOCA event, which you have all done because otherwise you wouldn't have been able to join the introduction event. So once you registered, we have also gone in and given you a personal profile for NOCA.dk. So you've gotten this email with your own personal login to the NOCA website. And what that does is that when you wish to sign up for an event, instead of going into the event and then having to fill out this little form with your name and organization and phone number and so on, if you're logged in to NOCA.dk, then you can just click on sign me up, and then it will automatically, because you're already logged in, it will have that information already. So it will just be one click, and then you'll be automatically assigned to the event, and then don't have to wait for a confirmation or anything like that. You'll just be automatically allowed to enter the meeting. And also, if you're logged into NOCA.dk, you will also have access to our knowledge base or the NOCA blog. And that's just one of the things that I wanted to show you really quickly on our website. This is our website right now. I'm not afraid to say it's not the most beautiful website in the world. And the reason that I don't mind saying it is because we are in the middle of building a new one. So this website is a little old. We are in the middle of building one that's going to look a little bit better, and it's going to be easier for people to maneuver around in. But the things I want to show you is going to be the same functionalities as the new website. So I just want to show you. The in Danish Videnbase, or otherwise it's called the NOCA blog, looks like this. So you go in, and then there are these cards for the different events that we've had. And let me see, like HR Business Partner Day is one that we had in November. If you click on that, if you have an interest in HR business partnering, then you'll see videos of the speakers. You can download slides and Slido results if there were any word clouds or something like that on the day. You can read about the day, and you can read about the speakers of the day. And this goes for most of our events have this card. So it's really, if you have an interest within a special theme, you can also search like onboarding or graduate or whatever it might be. And then it'll pop up with everything that we have. So this is just a really big pool of materials and knowledge. So a lot of recordings of former events and a lot of materials, slides from the companies and everything like that is gathered in here. So it's a really great place for you to go and find anything you might be interested in. If you can't find anything about it, again, you're welcome to write us, and we can see if we have anything else, anything further. We'd be happy to help you with that. And then there's just our activities site, where you can see all of our upcoming events. And as I said, if you're logged in, you can just simply click this button once and you'll be automatically assigned to the event. Also, if you're logged in, you will be able to, at the bottom, click here to see this event is quite a bit in the future, so there aren't a lot of signups so far. But you can click this and you can see what organizations will be attending. So if you have an interest in knowing that, then this is also available for you if you are logged into NOCA.dk. All right, so basically, I think that's everything that I wanted to tell you about today. If there are any questions, yeah, Marina.
It is about the language thing.
Mhm.
What is the strategy? Do you tend to be sharing a majority in Danish? How can you see that? Because you say that once in the organization, then we can have access. And I see some of my colleagues here as well, and we are not Danish speakers though. Just
No,
to
of
understand
course.
how much materials we will find. Maybe we're interested in something that is not translated.
Yeah. So what we do is that we do 50-50. So 50% of our events are in Danish, 50% of them are in English. So the materials for the event will always be in the language that the event was hosted in, and because the majority of our members are Danish, and that's actually one of the questions that we asked our members as well, if they would prefer Danish or English, and a big part of them still prefer for us to do things in Danish. So we do 50-50 in order to reach as wide as possible and make as many people happy as possible. But I mean, if there are any specific materials that you find which are in Danish, we're also happy to look into if there is an English version, or to translate it if there's something that you like, a form or like a picture of something where you think, if I knew what that meant, then that could really be helpful. Then we're always happy to help. Thank you. And then there's another question for SH. I can only see the
Yes.
initials.
Yeah. So this is Saumya. I'm based in India, and so my question was a little bit more around. This seems to be more of a networking forum and a learning forum based in Denmark for Danish, or or maybe the question is also that sometimes, especially when it comes to comp and ben and things like that, as a Danish employer based in the regions also, I mean, a global multinational based in Denmark, but having branches in the regions, you will probably need to also understand how, what kind of a decision we take and all of that, right? So do you see that happening, or is it more going to be more Denmark focused?
um, it actually depends on the cases that we have on, but a lot of our members are really large companies, which may have been started in Denmark, but are international companies like Lego and Carlsberg, are completely international, but are part of, are based originally in Denmark. So but still have the international perspective on things, as Comp and Ben, for instance. So I'd say we do get a lot of the international perspective, and in events, the bigger events like the signature events, generally we have a broader perspective, more international perspective. I'd say definitely.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you. Then we have one question from Chandra.
Yes.
Sorry if that's
Thank you.
completely
No, you
mispronounced.
pronounced it right. It's Chandra from India.
Thank you.
I had question like, how do I get to see which are the one which has cost associated with it and which are the one which is not cost associated with it?
Yeah.
Uh,
So on the activities page, if you click on the activity, uh, 98% of the time there will be no cost associated with it. This will only be if, like we're doing, for instance, this large conference called Cranet, which is a partner event with CBS and CBS Executive, but there will never be a cost associated with an online event. It will only be if it's like a larger partner conference with someone else. But in general, all entirely NOCA events are always free to participate in as part of the NOCA membership. And if there should be any cost associated with it, it will be very clearly stated on the invitation on the activity.
Great, that good to know. So assumption is online is mostly there's no cost on it.
Yeah, definitely. No, online will not have a cost. No.
Okay. The second question I have is, do you cover the technical part of HR also, or it's only on the front end HRing or core
Yeah, we
HR
we
activity?
actually have an HR Tech Day coming up. So yes, and we have done a lot of AI. We also have a Chat GTP event coming up in I think this month or next month. So we do focus a lot on technology as well.
Great. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Any other questions, Marina?
Maybe it's not a question. It's just a little bit of a comment. When we look at the slides with the whole companies, I did notice that the logo of Christian Hansen remains there. It's just that now we
True.
are all Novonesis.
Yes, that's a good point. I added the Novonesis, but I forgot to remove the Christian Hansen. So you're completely right. That's completely true. Good to know. Yes, thank you.
Similarly, I saw Nova Sims also.
Yeah, Nova
still
Sims,
being
exactly. Yeah, because those are the two who are now Novonesis. So I thought, yes, I remembered to put Novonesis on the slide, but
Yeah.
obviously I forgot to remove the other one. So
No, it was really
right
great
comment.
to see.
Thank you. Really, I'm just going to write it down so I remember to move it. Thank you so much. That's completely true. Okay, well, if there are no further questions, I just want to say thank you so much for today, for listening in, and for the great questions. And if you later on figure out there's something that you forgot to ask about, please feel free to write to our main email is noca@noca.dk. And please, if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. But otherwise, I just want to say thank you so much for today. And for all of you, have a great weekend once you get to it. And yeah,